Building an unshakable mindset is not a mystery reserved for a fortunate few. It is a skill, a discipline, a way of thinking that anyone willing to commit can master. Your mind is the forge where your future is shaped. Every thought you entertain, every belief you nurture, lays the foundation for the life you will lead. Most people live as though their minds were a passive field, open to weeds and wild growth, unaware that they hold the plow and the seed. But the truth is, you are the gardener of your own destiny, the architect of your attitude. Today I want to share with you 10 lessons that will help you build a mindset so strong that no storm can break it, no adversity can shake it, and no doubt can undermine it. This is the path of the deliberate thinker, the one who chooses to be master of their mind and commander of their life. Before we dive into these lessons, I want to take a moment to invite you to join a community of like-minded individuals who are committed to growth and mastery. If you find value in this message, if you believe that your mind holds the key to your success, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe. This small act is your first commitment to investing in your mental strength, your daily choice to surround yourself with wisdom and purpose. Like the strongest steel forged in fire, your mindset is built through repeated, deliberate acts of commitment. Each time you return to this message, each time you reflect and act, you add another layer of strength. So consider this your first lesson. Build your environment as carefully as you build your mind. Feed it with encouragement, knowledge, and vision. The first lesson to building an unshakable mindset is to accept full responsibility for your thoughts. This is the foundation upon which everything else rests. Too often, people blame their circumstances, their upbringing, or the actions of others for the state of their mind. But the only person who truly controls your thoughts is you. You decide what to focus on. You decide what to believe about yourself and the world. This is not an easy truth to accept because it places the burden squarely on your shoulders. But it is also empowering because it means you are never a victim unless you choose to be one. You have the power to change your thoughts, and when you do, you change your world. So begin today by making the conscious choice to own your thinking. Reject the victim mentality. Say to yourself, I am the master of my mind. I choose thoughts that serve me. Lesson number 2 is to cultivate clarity by defining your goals precisely. An unshakable mindset is always anchored to a clear purpose. Without a goal, your mind drifts like a ship without a rudder, vulnerable to every wave and gust of wind. Winners know exactly where they are going. They have a destination in mind so vivid and compelling that it guides their thoughts and actions daily. I urge you to write down your most important goal in detail, not vaguely or vaguely, but with specificity and passion. Review it every morning and every evening. Picture yourself already living the reality of that goal. This act of visualization and repetition trains your subconscious mind to recognize opportunities, to prioritize your actions, and to resist distractions. If you lack clarity, your mindset will be weak. So clarity is strength. Own it. The third lesson is to develop resilience by embracing challenges as opportunities. Life will test your mindset again and again, throwing obstacles, delays, and setbacks in your path. The person with an unshakable mindset does not see these as reasons to quit, but as invitations to grow. They understand that every difficulty carries a lesson and a chance to become stronger. When fear, frustration, or failure appear, the resilient mind asks, what can I learn? How can I improve? What is this trying to teach me? This mindset turns problems into stepping stones rather than stumbling blocks. Remember, the storm does not build the tree. It reveals the strength of its roots. So welcome challenges as the anvil upon which your unshakable mindset is forged. Lesson 4 is the importance of controlling your internal dialogue. The conversations you have with yourself shape your reality. Negative self-talk, doubt, and criticism are thieves that steal your confidence and your peace of mind. You must become vigilant, catching these thoughts the moment they arise and replacing them with affirmations of strength, worth, and purpose. This is not mere positive thinking, but active, disciplined mental management. Develop phrases that resonate deeply with you, statements that declare your power and commitment. Repeat them daily. For example, say aloud, I am one with wealth and wisdom, free of fear and doubt. Make these words a mantra that anchors your thoughts and actions. The voice you hear inside can either be your greatest ally or your fiercest enemy. The fifth lesson is to build momentum through consistent action. Thinking alone is not enough. An unshakable mindset must be backed by deliberate, purposeful behavior. Every day, take steps, however small, that align with your goals and your values. This creates a feedback loop. Action fuels confidence. Confidence fuels further action, and momentum grows until your mindset becomes unstoppable. Remember, even the longest journey begins with a single step, but it is the consistent steps that carry you across the finish line. Be relentless in your commitment to act. Refuse to wait for the perfect conditions or the perfect moment. Start now and keep moving forward. This is how thoughts become reality. Lesson 6 teaches the power of gratitude. An unshakable mindset is rooted not in entitlement or complaint, but in appreciation for what is. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from loss to opportunity. When you train your mind to notice what is good, you open the door for more good to enter. Gratitude is a magnet that draws positive energy and clears the mind of fear and negativity. Practice it daily by reflecting on the blessings you have, your health, your relationships, your talents, your opportunities. This simple habit builds resilience and peace, providing a solid foundation for mental strength. Lesson 7 is to guard your mind from toxic influences. The environment you expose yourself to, the people you associate with, the media you consume, the conversations you join, shapes your mindset profoundly. Choose carefully. Surround yourself with those who uplift, inspire, and challenge you to grow. Limit exposure to negativity, gossip, and pessimism. Fill your mind with ideas, stories, and teachings that reinforce your vision and your strength. This deliberate curation of your mental environment is as important as any other discipline. Remember, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose your company wisely. Lesson 8 is to develop faith. Faith in yourself, in your purpose, and in the natural laws that govern success. Faith is the quiet, unwavering belief that your efforts will bear fruit, even when evidence is not yet visible. It is the anchor in the storm, the light in the darkness. Winners cultivate faith through repeated affirmations, visualization, prayer, or meditation. This faith is not blind, but informed by experience and understanding of the principles at work. It gives you the courage to persist, to act despite fear, and to maintain hope when faced with uncertainty. Faith transforms doubt into determination and builds a mind that cannot be shaken. These first 8 lessons form the bedrock of an unshakable mindset. As you embrace them, you begin to build a mental fortress, calm, strong, focused, and resilient. You begin to see challenges as opportunities, setbacks as lessons, and success as the natural result of your disciplined thought and action. But remember, this is a journey, not a destination. Each day is a chance to renew your commitment, to strengthen your mind, and to live intentionally. If you're ready to take this path, declare it now in the comments. I am the master of my mind, strong, focused, and unstoppable. Make this your daily truth and watch your life transform. The third lesson in building an unshakable mindset is the power of persistence. Too often, people start strong with enthusiasm and hope, but falter when obstacles arise, or progress seems slow. Persistence is the bridge between desire and achievement. It is the quality that keeps you moving forward when every instinct in your body screams to quit. The truth is, nothing worthwhile is ever accomplished without persistence. The winners, the great achievers in history, did not reach the summit by luck or mere talent. They reached it by refusing to stop, by getting up one more time than they were knocked down, by putting one foot in front of the other no matter how difficult the path. Remember this, your mindset will be tested, your patience stretched, your will challenged, but those who persist will ultimately prevail. So today, commit yourself to a new mantra, I will persist, I will prevail. Write it down, say it daily, let it become the drumbeat of your life. Lesson 4 is about the company you keep. The people you surround yourself with influence your thoughts and your actions more than you may realize. They can either lift you higher or pull you down. Winners seek out those who inspire, challenge, and encourage growth. They avoid toxic influences that foster doubt, negativity, or complacency. This is why it is essential to be deliberate about your environment, mental, emotional, and physical. Read books that fuel your ambition. Listen to conversations that expand your perspective. Spend time with people whose values align with your goals. Change your environment if necessary. The unshakable mind does not develop in isolation but flourishes in a fertile atmosphere. Remember, you become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Choose those 5 wisely. Another lesson is to learn from failure instead of fearing it. The fear of failure is the greatest prison that holds most people back from their potential. But failure itself is not the enemy. It is a necessary and invaluable teacher. Winners do not avoid failure, they embrace it as an opportunity to learn and grow. When you fall, study why. Adjust your course. Try again. Each failure carries a lesson that brings you closer to success. Remember the words of Thomas Edison, who famously said that he did not fail 1,000 times, but found 1,000 ways that did not work. Such is the attitude of the unshakable mind, relentless, curious, and brave. Fear of failure is the mind's way of protecting itself from pain, but courage is choosing growth despite that fear. Lesson 6 focuses on managing your energy wisely. Building an unshakable mindset is not about relentless pushing without rest, it is about harmony and balance. The mind and body are intertwined. If your physical energy is depleted, your mental strength falters. Winners understand this and make rest, nutrition, exercise, and mental breaks a priority. They cultivate habits that recharge their body and mind so they can perform at their peak consistently. Neglecting your energy is like trying to drive a car with an empty tank. You will stall, no matter how determined you are. So develop routines that sustain your vitality. Honor your need for sleep, movement, and relaxation. Protect your mental health by practicing gratitude, meditation, or prayer. An unshakable mind is a well-rested mind. Lesson 7 reminds us of the importance of focus. In a world full of distractions, maintaining focus is a rare and precious skill. Winners train themselves to focus intensely on their priorities, ignoring the noise and trivial pursuits that drain time and energy. This means learning to say no to things that do not serve your goals. It means designing your day around your highest values and biggest opportunities. It also means practicing mindfulness, being fully present in whatever you do. When you focus your mind, your energy multiplies, your creativity blossoms, your productivity skyrockets. The unshakable mindset is a laser beam, not a flashlight. It illuminates one path with clarity rather than scattering light in every direction. Let us also speak of humility and openness to feedback. Many people mistake humility for weakness, but it is the greatest strength. Winners are lifelong learners, always open to criticism, new ideas, and growth. They do not view feedback as an attack, but as valuable information. This openness allows them to correct course quickly and avoid repeating mistakes. It also builds trust and respect among peers and mentors. Remember, the unshakable mind is confident but never arrogant. It knows that the path to mastery is never finished and that there is always room to improve. Cultivate humility as your ally and watch how it enhances your growth. Another vital lesson is the importance of aligning your mindset with your values. True strength comes from integrity, the harmony between what you believe, what you say, and what you do. When your mindset is aligned with your deepest values, you live authentically. This authenticity builds inner peace and external trust. It frees you from the exhausting burden of pretending or compromising. Winners make decisions based on their principles, not convenience or popularity. This consistency builds mental resilience because you are not pulled in conflicting directions. You become a force that cannot be swayed by fleeting trends or pressures. Finally, Lesson 10 reminds you to cultivate hope and optimism, not as naive wishfulness, but as deliberate mental habits. The unshakable mindset is anchored in the belief that better is possible and that your efforts matter. This optimism fuels your persistence, focus, and joy. It colors your interpretation of events, allowing you to see opportunity where others see obstacles. It is a light that shines even in the darkest times, guiding your steps forward. Cultivate optimism by choosing your thoughts carefully, surrounding yourself with positive influences, and practicing gratitude daily. Remember, hope is not passive. It is an active force that propels you toward your highest potential. Together, these 10 lessons form the blueprint of an unshakable mindset. They are not vague ideals, but practical, actionable principles. They require commitment, practice, and courage. But if you embrace them fully, your mind will become your greatest ally. It will steady you in storms, inspire you in calm, and drive you to heights you once thought impossible. Your life will reflect the thoughts you cultivate. So I invite you now to declare your intention. Write in the comments, "I am unshakable. I am focused, resilient, and purposeful." Make this your daily truth and watch your life transform. An unshakable mindset is built not only on knowledge and action, but also on the power of deliberate choice. Every moment of every day you face countless decisions, many of them unconscious, that shape the trajectory of your thoughts and your life. Lesson 11 is the importance of choosing your thoughts intentionally. The human mind is naturally restless, prone to wandering from worry to hope, from doubt to certainty, from distraction to focus. But winners train themselves to notice where their thoughts are going and to gently but firmly guide them back toward their chosen path. This is not a one-time effort but a continual practice. It is like steering a ship on a long voyage. The captain does not set a course and then walk away, but constantly adjusts the helm to stay on track despite currents and winds. You must become the captain of your own mind, steering it away from negativity and toward your goals. Another vital lesson is learning to forgive, not just others but yourself. Holding on to resentment, guilt, or shame poisons the mind and drains its strength. Winners understand that the past is unchangeable and that clinging to it only hinders progress. Forgiveness frees your mind from the burden of bitterness and opens the door to peace and clarity. It allows you to focus your energy on creating your future instead of reliving old wounds. This does not mean forgetting or excusing harmful actions, but choosing to release their hold on your spirit. Forgiveness is an act of self-care and a critical component of mental resilience. Lesson 13 focuses on the power of habits. Your thoughts become habits, your habits become character, and your character becomes destiny. This is an ancient truth that remains as relevant today as ever. Winners carefully cultivate habits that support their mindset and their goals. They build routines that reinforce positive thinking, productive action, and emotional balance. But they also vigilantly eliminate habits that undermine their strength: procrastination, self-criticism, distraction, and negativity. Building new habits requires patience and persistence, but the rewards are enormous. Over time, the habits you build become automatic, freeing your mind from constant struggle and allowing your unshakable mindset to flourish effortlessly. We must also consider the lesson of patience. In a world of instant gratification, patience is a rare and valuable virtue. Winners understand that lasting success takes time. They know that results often lag behind effort and that persistence through this delay is what separates the successful from the discouraged. Patience allows you to maintain your mindset through slow progress, uncertainty, and even apparent failure. It keeps you from being swept away by impulsive decisions or discouragement. By embracing patience, you trust in the process and remain steady on your path, confident that your consistent efforts will bear fruit in due season. Lesson 15 is the power of self-talk. The words you say to yourself, whether spoken aloud or silently, shape your beliefs and your emotional state. Winners develop a habit of positive self-talk that encourages, motivates, and reassures. They replace negative or limiting language with affirmations of strength and possibility. This is not empty repetition, but deliberate programming of the subconscious mind. By consistently speaking to yourself with kindness and confidence, you build mental resilience and fuel your motivation. I invite you now to practice this daily. Find affirmations that resonate deeply with you, such as, "I am capable," "I am worthy," "I am unstoppable," and repeat them regularly. The 16th lesson teaches the value of setting boundaries. Mental strength requires protecting your mind from unnecessary stress and distraction. This means learning to say no to commitments, conversations, or environments that drain your energy or undermine your focus. It means managing your time and attention like the precious resources they are. Winners recognize that their mindset is too valuable to be squandered on trivialities. They create space for rest, reflection, and deliberate growth. Boundaries are not barriers to opportunity, but safeguards that preserve your power. Cultivate the courage to set and maintain them. Another lesson is the importance of gratitude, which we touched upon earlier but cannot emphasize enough. Gratitude reshapes your mind to notice abundance rather than scarcity. It rewires your brain to be optimistic and resilient. Gratitude practices are a form of mental exercise that strengthens the unshakable mindset. By regularly acknowledging the good in your life, you build a foundation of positivity that sustains you through challenges. Winners do not take their blessings for granted, but actively cultivate thankfulness, which in turn attracts more to be grateful for. The 18th lesson centers on embracing uncertainty with confidence. Life is inherently unpredictable. The unshakable mind does not seek control over every outcome, but learns to be flexible and courageous in the face of the unknown. This means trusting yourself, trusting your principles, and trusting that whatever happens, you have the inner resources to respond effectively. It means letting go of the illusion of absolute certainty and welcoming change as an opportunity for growth. Winners navigate uncertainty with calmness and adaptability, qualities that strengthen their mindset and expand their influence. As we continue to build this mindset, remember that each of these lessons is not a separate command, but part of an integrated whole. They work together to create a mental fortress, a source of strength, peace, and relentless purpose. Your mind is your most valuable asset. Guard it, train it, nourish it, and it will carry you through every trial and triumph. Begin each day with intention, end each day with reflection, and keep these lessons close as you walk your path. Today is the day to decide that your mindset will be unshakable. Write now in the comments, "I choose strength and clarity. I am unbreakable." Let this be your daily declaration and your foundation for greatness. An unshakable mindset requires cultivating the power of focus. In today's world, distractions abound, from constant notifications to endless noise. Our attention is pulled in every direction. Yet winners understand that focus is not just a skill but a discipline, a muscle that must be trained and strengthened. When you focus your mind deliberately on a single goal or task, you harness a tremendous force that multiplies your productivity and effectiveness. The ability to filter out irrelevant noise and zero in on what matters most separates those who achieve from those who merely hope. To build this focus, begin by setting clear priorities. Know what your highest value activities are and protect your time and energy for those pursuits alone. This may require saying no to well-meaning distractions and managing your environment so that it supports concentration. Remember, a laser beam can cut through steel, but a flashlight can only illuminate a wide area. Be the laser. Closely tied to focus is the lesson of managing your inner dialogue. The conversations you hold with yourself shape your self-image and your actions. Negative self-talk, doubt, criticism, fear can cripple your efforts before you even begin. Winners cultivate a habit of positive, encouraging self-talk. They speak to themselves as they would to a beloved friend or a child they deeply care for. Kindly, patiently, firmly. This practice rewires the subconscious mind and creates a foundation of confidence and resilience. Develop affirmations that resonate with you, such as, "I am capable," "I deserve success," or "I overcome challenges with grace." Repeat them often, especially when doubt creeps in. These affirmations become the soundtrack of your mind, replacing fear with faith. Another crucial lesson is learning to manage stress and maintain mental calm. An unshakable mindset is not one of reckless optimism or denial of difficulty. It is one of steady calm in the face of challenge. Stress, if unchecked, clouds judgment, depletes energy, and erodes motivation. Winners employ strategies to maintain mental calm: deep breathing, mindfulness, meditation, prayer, or simply taking deliberate moments of pause throughout the day. They understand that mental clarity is a precious resource, and protecting it is essential for making wise decisions and sustaining long-term effort. Cultivate your own practices that bring you back to center when life's storms rage. The habit of setting boundaries is another pillar of mental strength. An unshakable mindset knows when to say no, no to distractions, no to toxic people, no to activities that drain your energy or scatter your focus. Boundaries are not walls of isolation, but gates that protect your mental territory. By setting and maintaining boundaries, you create space for growth, reflection, and focused action. This may mean turning off devices, limiting social media, or being selective about commitments. Remember that your time and attention are finite resources. Guard them fiercely and invest them wisely. Embracing failure as a teacher rather than an enemy is a lesson that cannot be overstated. Winners know that failure is inevitable on the path to greatness, but it is not final unless you allow it to be. Each failure carries with it invaluable lessons, insights, and opportunities to course correct. Rather than retreating in shame or despair, the unshakable mind analyzes failures objectively and uses them as stepping stones. Cultivate this mindset by reflecting regularly on your setbacks. Ask yourself, what did this teach me? How will I do better next time? By reframing failure, you remove its power to paralyze and transform it into a catalyst for growth. The power of gratitude remains a vital lesson. In times of difficulty, gratitude may seem elusive, but it is precisely then that it is most needed. Gratitude shifts your focus from scarcity to abundance, from frustration to possibility. Winners maintain a daily practice of gratitude, acknowledging the good in their lives, however small. This habit builds optimism and resilience, fortifying the mind against negativity and despair. Take time each day to list the things you are grateful for. Let this practice become a source of strength and perspective. Next, remember the importance of continuous learning. The unshakable mindset is not static but ever evolving. Winners commit themselves to lifelong learning. reading, listening, observing, and seeking new knowledge. This habit keeps the mind sharp, adaptable, and open to new possibilities. It fuels creativity and problem-solving. Commit now to dedicating time regularly to your own growth, whether through books, courses, conversations, or experience. A mind that ceases to learn ceases to grow. Finally, Lesson 10 reminds us of the power of faith, not only in a higher power if you believe, but also faith in your own potential and in the natural laws that govern success. Faith is the anchor that holds you steady when results are delayed, when doubts arise, when storms threaten to overwhelm. It is the quiet assurance that your efforts matter and that the universe rewards persistence aligned with purpose. Cultivate this faith daily by affirming your commitment to your goals, visualizing success, and trusting that the path you walk is leading you forward, step by step. As you embrace these lessons, you will find your mindset becoming a fortress, calm, confident, focused, and resilient. Each lesson supports the others, creating a powerful whole greater than the sum of its parts. I invite you now to declare your commitment in the comments. I am unshakable. I am focused, resilient, and unstoppable. Make this your daily affirmation and watch as your life begins to mirror the strength of your mind. Building an unshakable mindset also means cultivating the art of deliberate decision-making. Many people live their lives reacting to circumstances, swept along by the tide of emotion, impulse, or external pressure. But winners understand that every moment presents a choice, and with each choice, you steer the course of your life. The unshakable mind practices pause and reflection before action, asking itself, does this choice serve my purpose? Does this decision align with my values and goals? This is not indecision or procrastination, but the wisdom of careful navigation. When you commit to making conscious decisions, you reclaim control over your mind and your future. You become the author of your story, no longer a character written by others or by chance. Closely connected to this is the lesson of embracing discomfort. Growth rarely happens in comfort zones. In fact, comfort is often the enemy of progress. Winners understand that embracing discomfort, whether it be hard work, criticism, uncertainty, or temporary sacrifice, is the price of lasting success. The unshakable mindset welcomes challenge as a sign of growth. It recognizes that the resistance you feel is the indicator of the change you need. Instead of retreating from discomfort, you move toward it with curiosity and courage. This willingness to endure the difficult moment leads to mastery and freedom in the long run. So next time discomfort arises, remember it as a companion on your path, not an adversary. Another key lesson is the importance of nurturing your creativity. The unshakable mind is not rigid or fixed, but adaptable and imaginative. Creativity fuels problem-solving, innovation, and resilience. When you face obstacles, your mind looks beyond the obvious and explores new possibilities. Cultivate creativity by giving yourself time to think, to dream, to explore new ideas without judgment. Surround yourself with inspiration, books, art, music, nature, and engage in activities that stretch your imagination. Remember, creativity is not the domain of a chosen few. It is a muscle that grows stronger with use. Your mindset becomes unshakable when you trust your ability to find new ways forward. The lesson of self-compassion is often overlooked but essential. The unshakable mindset does not demand perfection. It embraces humanity with kindness. Winners understand that mistakes are part of the journey and treat themselves with patience and forgiveness. This compassionate attitude reduces the paralyzing fear of failure and encourages learning and growth. It also fosters mental peace, which strengthens focus and motivation. Practice speaking to yourself as you would to a dear friend who is struggling. Replace harsh judgments with gentle guidance. By nurturing yourself with compassion, you build a mind that is resilient, balanced, and strong. Lesson 20 is to build rituals that reinforce your mindset daily. Consistency is the secret weapon of all successful people. It is easy to feel motivated once in a while, but sustaining an unshakable mindset requires daily practices. These may include morning affirmations, goal reviews, meditation, exercise, journaling, or reading. Rituals create structure and reliability in your mental life. They anchor you when uncertainty arises. By committing to daily rituals that strengthen your mind, you ensure that your mindset is constantly renewed and fortified. Choose practices that resonate with you and commit to them. Let your rituals become sacred appointments with your own growth. Lastly, remember the power of giving. The unshakable mindset recognizes that success is not a zero-sum game, but a circle of abundance. When you contribute your knowledge, time, encouragement, or resources to others, you strengthen your own mindset. Giving shifts your focus outward and builds connection, gratitude, and purpose. It reminds you that your worth is not tied solely to what you get, but to what you give. This generosity fuels mental strength by expanding your perspective and enriching your sense of meaning. Cultivate a habit of giving, big or small, and watch how your mindset and your life deepen and expand. As we draw this part to a close, hold these lessons close. Your mindset is a garden that requires tending, protection, and nourishment. Each lesson is a tool in your mental toolbox. Use them daily. Build a life where your thoughts serve you, your emotions guide you wisely, and your actions reflect your highest purpose. I invite you now to reaffirm your commitment. I cultivate strength, focus, and compassion daily. Make this your declaration, and watch your unshakable mindset flourish, carrying you toward a life of meaning, success, and peace. To build an unshakable mindset, it is essential to master the art of self-discipline. Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Without it, even the clearest intentions remain mere wishes, fading away as distractions and temptations pull us off course. The unshakable mind understands that discipline is not a punishment or burden, but a practice of respect. Respect for one's own dreams, values, and potential. It is the daily commitment to choose what serves your highest good over what offers fleeting pleasure. This means showing up even when motivation wanes, resisting the urge to procrastinate, and completing the tasks that move you closer to your goals. Self-discipline creates momentum, builds confidence, and fortifies your mental resilience. Another lesson critical to a strong mindset is embracing accountability. Winners take full responsibility for their actions, outcomes, and growth. They do not blame external circumstances or other people when things go wrong. Instead, they ask, what can I do differently? How can I improve? This mindset turns failures into learning opportunities and setbacks into catalysts for growth. Accountability also means seeking feedback openly and honestly, valuing the perspectives of others as a mirror to your own blind spots. When you commit to accountability, you empower yourself to change your trajectory and deepen your integrity. Closely tied to discipline is the practice of deliberate focus. In a world overflowing with distractions, maintaining deep concentration is a rare and powerful skill. The unshakable mind cultivates the ability to direct attention unwaveringly to the most important task at hand. This focused effort allows for mastery, creativity, and flow, a state where work feels effortless and time seems to dissolve. Winners protect their attention fiercely, designing their environment and schedule to minimize interruptions. They break work into manageable chunks, taking deliberate breaks to refresh the mind. Focus is not about working harder, but working smarter, with purpose and intention. A vital lesson is to cultivate optimism grounded in realism. The unshakable mind does not indulge in wishful thinking or denial of challenges. Instead, it chooses to see opportunities and solutions even in adversity. Optimism fuels perseverance and creativity. It helps you recover quickly from setbacks and maintain your motivation over time. But this optimism is always paired with honest assessment and preparation. Winners plan for difficulties but refuse to let them define their expectations. They understand that success is often a game of inches, requiring patience and steady effort fueled by a positive outlook. Self-awareness is another cornerstone of mental strength. The unshakable mind knows its own patterns, triggers, and limitations. It understands when to push forward and when to step back for rest or recalibration. This awareness comes from regular reflection, journaling, and honest evaluation of one's thoughts and actions. Winners use self-awareness to make intentional adjustments, avoid pitfalls, and capitalize on strength. It is the foundation for emotional mastery, disciplined action, and strategic growth. Building an unshakable mindset requires nurturing emotional intelligence. This means becoming aware of your emotions, understanding their sources, and managing them skillfully. Emotional intelligence allows you to respond rather than react, to communicate clearly, and to build meaningful relationships. It helps you maintain calm and clarity even in stressful situations. Winners develop this awareness through reflection, mindfulness, and sometimes guidance from mentors or coaches. By mastering your emotions, you protect your mindset from being hijacked by fear, anger, or frustration, and you increase your ability to lead yourself and others effectively. Lastly, remember that building an unshakable mindset is a lifelong journey. There will be no perfect moment, no final destination. Each day offers an opportunity to practice these lessons, to renew your commitment, and to deepen your strength. Life's challenges will test you, but with each test comes growth. Stand firm in your purpose. Return always to these principles, and know that your mindset is the greatest asset you possess. Guard it, nurture it, and it will carry you through every storm to the life you envision. Now declare your intention. I am disciplined, focused, and resilient. I build my mind daily. Let this be your mantra and your promise. Gratitude, though simple, remains one of the most powerful lessons. Daily appreciation for the gifts and progress in your life shifts your mindset from scarcity to abundance. Gratitude opens your mind to see possibilities, enhances emotional resilience, and fosters generosity. Winners cultivate gratitude even in difficult times because they understand it as a form of mental nourishment that sustains their spirit and sharpens their focus. The final lesson to seal the foundation of an unshakable mindset is the art of embracing gratitude and service as daily practices. Gratitude transforms the mind, shifting it from scarcity to abundance, from complaint to appreciation. It awakens the heart to see not only what is lacking, but also what is plentiful: health, relationships, opportunities, even the simple gift of another day to pursue your purpose. When you cultivate gratitude, you create a positive feedback loop that reinforces mental strength and emotional resilience. It is not merely an act of politeness, but a profound mental discipline that fortifies your mindset against the storms of life. Service, too, plays a vital role. True success is not measured by what you accumulate, but by what you contribute. Winners understand that giving to others, whether knowledge, time, or resources, creates a flow of abundance that inevitably returns to them. This is one of the oldest and most enduring laws of life, the law of mutual exchange. As you weave gratitude and service into your daily life, you become part of something greater than yourself. This perspective fosters humility and joy, freeing you from the trap of ego and entitlement. It reminds you that your strength is intertwined with the strength of others and that your victories are shared victories. The unshakable mindset is not a solitary fortress, but a vibrant community of shared purpose and support. You build resilience not only for yourself, but as a beacon of hope and strength for those around you. When you serve with sincerity and gratitude, you cultivate trust and goodwill, powerful allies on your journey to success. Now, as we close this series of lessons, I want to invite you to take a moment to reflect on your journey. An unshakable mindset is not an overnight achievement, but the result of consistent, intentional effort. It is built moment by moment, choice by choice, thought by thought. Today, you stand at the threshold of transformation. Will you step forward with courage and commitment? Will you claim your power as the master of your mind and the architect of your life? Remember, this is not just philosophy, but practical wisdom, proven through the lives of countless successful men and women throughout history. If you have found value in these lessons, I encourage you now to like this video and share it with someone who is ready to build their own unshakable mindset. Your engagement helps spread this message and supports a community of growth and empowerment. It is your first act of service to others and to yourself. Together we can cultivate minds that are calm in chaos, strong in adversity, and relentless in pursuit of purpose. Before we part, I want you to declare this truth in the comments below. I am grateful, I am of service, I am unbreakable. Let this be your daily affirmation and your shield against doubt and fear. Speak it often, live it fully, and watch as your mindset becomes not only unshakable but radiant, inspiring others to find strength within themselves. Thank you for walking this path with me. The lessons we have shared are seeds planted in fertile ground. Tend them daily and your life will flourish beyond your wildest dreams. Remember, you become what you think about, and your thoughts have the power to shape a destiny worthy of your highest aspirations. The journey toward an unshakable mindset continues with the understanding that your mind is a powerful filter through which all experiences, challenges, and opportunities must pass. Lesson 9 is to cultivate emotional mastery. The mind does not function in isolation. It is intricately linked with your emotions, and uncontrolled emotions can cloud judgment, fuel negativity, and sabotage progress. Winners learn to observe their emotional responses without becoming enslaved by them. They recognize that emotions are signals, not commands. When frustration, anger, or fear arise, they pause, breathe, and consciously choose how to respond rather than react impulsively. This emotional discipline is a skill developed over time through mindfulness, reflection, and practice. It is the difference between being tossed by waves and steering steadily through the storm. Cultivating emotional mastery frees your mind to remain calm, clear, and focused on your goals regardless of external circumstances. Closely tied to emotional mastery is Lesson 10, the power of perspective. How you interpret the events in your life determines your mindset more than the events themselves. Winners choose to view setbacks as temporary, external, and solvable, rather than permanent and insurmountable. They understand that every challenge carries within it the seeds of an equal or greater benefit, if only they will look for it. This perspective turns problems into puzzles, failures into feedback, and obstacles into opportunities. It is the mind's way of staying strong in adversity. You too can cultivate this perspective by asking yourself, what can I learn from this? How will this make me stronger? What new path might this open? When you do, you build resilience and deepen your unshakable mindset. Another crucial aspect of building mental strength is the habit of continuous learning. The unshakable mind is never satisfied with current knowledge or skills. It is always hungry for growth. Whether it's through reading, listening, mentoring, or experience, winners commit to lifelong learning. They understand that the world changes, and to remain strong and relevant, they must adapt and evolve. This habit of growth builds confidence and opens new doors. It also fuels the mind's creativity and problem-solving capacity. When faced with uncertainty, a learner looks for new solutions rather than resigning to defeat. So make it your daily practice to seek knowledge, to challenge your assumptions, and to expand your understanding. The strongest minds are the most curious and humble. Let us not overlook the importance of rest and renewal. A mind that is overworked and fatigued cannot perform at its best. Building an unshakable mindset requires balance. Winners know the value of rest, relaxation, and mental renewal. They understand that taking time to disconnect, reflect, and rejuvenate is not a sign of weakness but a vital component of strength. This might mean meditation, prayer, time in nature, or simply quiet moments away from screens and noise. Such practices clear the mental clutter, reduce stress, and enhance focus. They restore the mind's natural clarity and creativity. By honoring your need for rest, you equip yourself to face each day with renewed vigor and an unshakable calm. Building an unshakable mindset also means embracing gratitude as a daily practice. Gratitude shifts the mind's focus from what is lacking to what is abundant. It rewires the brain to notice opportunities instead of problems. Winners regularly take stock of their blessings, health, relationships, resources, and lessons learned. This habit builds optimism and resilience. It also cultivates humility and compassion, strengthening your connection with others. Gratitude is not mere sentimentality, but a powerful psychological tool that strengthens mental toughness. When you are grateful, you are less vulnerable to negative emotions and more open to creative solutions. As you weave these lessons into your daily life, remember that the power of association cannot be overstated. The people you surround yourself with influence your mindset profoundly. Winners choose their company carefully. They seek out those who inspire, challenge, and support their growth. They avoid toxic relationships that drain energy or reinforce limiting beliefs. The unshakable mind thrives in an environment of positivity and high standards. So cultivate friendships, mentorships, and partnerships that align with your vision. Share your goals openly with those who uplift you, and be that source of strength for others. Together you create a network that sustains and propels you. Lastly, remember the power of faith. Not just faith in something outside yourself, but faith in your own capacity, your own worthiness, and the principles that govern success. Faith is the unseen anchor in the storm, the quiet confidence that tomorrow will be better because you are preparing for it today. It is the refusal to surrender to despair when results are delayed or uncertain. Cultivate this faith by affirming your goals, visualizing success, and embracing the belief that the universe supports your efforts when aligned with your highest purpose. Faith is not blind hope, but informed trust, born of discipline and experience. With these lessons firmly embraced, you begin to build not just an unshakable mindset, but a life transformed. Each day becomes an opportunity to reinforce your strength, clarify your vision, and deepen your resolve. You will face challenges, yes, but with a mind trained to be calm, focused, and resilient, you will meet them not as obstacles, but as stepping stones. Your attitude becomes your shield, your compass, and your sword. It is your most precious possession. Guard it, nourish it, and wield it wisely. And as you do, watch how your world begins to change in harmony with the thoughts you have chosen to cultivate.